Hey Blazers, this episode is brought to you by Audible.com, an Amazon company. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/Blaze Entertainment or visit the sponsor and supporters links on our website at entertheblaze.com. With over 180,000 titles to choose from your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Now, let's start the show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's start the party. Locked in to the hottest station on the planet.
What's going on, Blazers? We are back with another episode of Blaze Entertainment. I'm your host, Kwame, joined by the beautiful, the melanin proficient, the queen of Blaze, Miss Free. What's up, girl?
You know, same old shit, different day.
Well, you know, we're back with another week.
And I'm tired.
We're highly favored and blessed.
That's true.
You know,
girl.
It's been a week.
It's been moving real fast. And I can't catch up.
Girl.
Nothing.
Well,
I just can't.
Tomorrow's Friday.
That's very true.
So let's start out with the phrase of the week.
Okay.
What you got?
Blessed from behind.
Oh, okay.
Meaning your ass is huge.
Damn,
girl, you blessed from behind.
Miss Free is blessed from behind.
Hey, I am. I got a little booty.
There's
a little booty.
You can't put little and booty and then your name in the same sentence. It doesn't make sense.
Why not?
You have a big ass.
I got a little booty. It's cute or whatever.
Miss Free has a huge badongadonk.
It's okay. It's okay. It's cute. You know, it fits my frame, I guess, or whatever. Anyways, moving on. Let's stop talking about my booty. Stop talking about my booty.
Okay. Highlight. Oh wait, you got to put in the sentence. Or did
I did.
Oh, Miss Free has a big booty.
Damn, girl, okay. You are blessed from behind.
Okay.
Miss Free is blessed from behind.
Highlight of the week. I actually don't have a podcast for the week. What I do have is that I have been actually catching up on T.S. Madison's little videos that she does.
And who is that?
Are you for real?
I'm dead ass.
Oh my god, you need to get online more. Like, you really do. Like, you need to, like, Google shit. Like, how do you not know who T.S. Madison is?
Who's that?
She is, like, a very famous transsexual woman who has, like, done things for the community. Like, she is T.S. Madison. Like, everybody knows her. Like,
I'm sorry, I don't know who that is.
My god. Anyway,
can you show me a picture? Maybe I might know her face.
I'll show you during the break.
I don't know people by names like that.
Girl, anyway.
Funny thing, I was at work today, and I had to go around to the different sites or whatever, and I said, this girl, she came up to me, she said, do you remember me? I said, no. She's like, oh, my name is so-and-so. I was like, okay. So when she gave me her last name, I said, oh, okay. You the one I talk to on the phone all the time.
We get it.
Faces and names.
Okay. Well, I'll show you the face, and probably after the break, you'll be like, oh, what is wrong with me?
Yeah.
Anyway, shout outs. Do you have any shout outs? I only have one.
Shout out goes to Malia Obama.
Okay, what'd she do? For
starting her first year at Harvard University.
Yes, being awesome.
And she's staying in the freshman dorms.
Oh,
so
okay.
Bruh.
I don't know.
Could you imagine? I would love to have Malia Obama as like my roommate.
I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. If I was Malia.
Why not?
If I was Malia Obama, like, I would not feel comfortable being in the dorms.
Why not?
Just because when everybody's acting stupid right now, Trump's, you know, president, and like shit's going down. Like, I just would. You need to have Secret Service around me.
She probably does.
Probably.
Blessed and highly favored. Ain't nobody fucking with her. Nobody better lay a hair on her head, or else I'm coming for them. I will fly over there.
And whoop some ass.
Right. Those are my babies, Malia and Sasha.
I have a shout out. A special shout out goes to our co-host of After the Blaze podcast, Miss Hope Giselle.
Hey.
Last night, she gave a very emotional and impactful video. And if you guys don't know who she is, please go into Facebook and type in Hope Giselle or Hope Disguised. Her videos are live. Her videos are
recorded.
Her videos are not private. When you public, yes.
How did you not? Okay,
girl, it's been a week. You had a long day. Her videos are public. And last night she gave a very emotional, impactful she did. Video that I felt was needed. And I thought it was a great way. She was so vulnerable and so courageous in her vulnerability. And I just couldn't be more proud to know her, be more proud to call her a sister, and be more proud to have her a part of this team, because she is an amazing woman. And just completely has been so open and raw on her journey and her growth. And I just couldn't be more proud of her.
Definitely.
That woman is everything.
When I saw that video, I was just like, man.
Girl, I was crying.
I didn't know what to say. I sat there for a minute. I didn't know what to say. I was just like.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took me a minute.
But but it's interesting that you said that, because I actually wanted to talk to you about that, because, and we'll talk about it more offline, but I'm interested to hear how cisgendered heterosexual women feel about that video, because a lot of people have issues with the trans experience and with the LGBTQ period, but specifically with the trans experience. And so it's very interesting to hear and see something so raw and so real coming, and because everybody thinks that they see T.S. Madison, they see all these other very popular and very famous trans people, and they think that it's the highlight of life, and they don't understand how lonely it can be to be who you are sometimes and living your truth. And so I commend her on that, and fortunately she has a great support system, and she has people like us to have her back and stuff like that, but to what she's talking about is very real. And so I commend her on it.
When I was watching the video, it kind of woke me up to my own privilege, in a sense, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I never thought of it like that before. And so for a minute, I was sitting there and I was just like, damn, that's not something I have to worry about. And it's really unfortunate, that she has been treated that way, or trans women have been treated that way. And it just kind of woke me up a little bit. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
It was really heartfelt, and I'm really proud of you, girl.
Yeah.
For speaking your truth like that, because a lot of people won't do that.
No. And not be so open and honest in front of thousands and thousands of people.
Right.
And just people who are she don't know, she's never even met or known from Adam, from anywhere. So it's it's just kudos.
Right.
We come on here and we talk shit, but people can't see us. You know what I'm saying? They don't
It's kind of opened my eyes, because I've never had to look at it that way.
Right. Right.
So I was like, okay, I got it, and I was like, I understand it. You know, I mean, I don't understand it on that level, because I never will. But I was like, I've never had to think about it that way. It woke me up to my own privilege in that sense. I've never had to worry about someone not wanting me for me because of what I identify as, because I have that right. I identify I'm cisgendered, and that's acceptable for society.
What I really appreciated, because at first I was like, yes, I'm glad that she's, able to affect people who kind of can see that privilege of either being a cisgendered woman or a cisgendered man, or even a gay man or a gay woman, because even they have a sense of kind of normacy. Nowadays we have a sense of normacy as a gay men and women. We have a sense of I guess, neutrality, you know, where we're in a position where we can, people, if they see us, they're not going to, I mean, they may have their own prejudices or whatever, but they can see and it's like, oh, okay, they're just gay. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
You know what
There's
I mean?
like a different level of it.
Yeah. And so, but what I really liked about it is that even in her unique situation, and in her unique, explanation of her feelings, there was a sense of connection with it, because everybody has felt like that in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. Everybody has felt alone or felt like they are, you know, they're not going to be loved. Right. And so, like, I really appreciated that in simultaneously, you know, allowing people to see the trans experience and how kind of a dark, lonely road it can be. In that, simultaneously, she was able to connect people with that. So she's just an amazing woman. Like I said, y'all need to, you know, I'm not trying to spend a whole hour talking about Hope, but like, just, you know, y'all need to just really listen to that, watch that video. It was an amazing video, and I'll share it out. So, but yes. Anyway, I think that's all the shout outs I have. Moving forward. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. This episode is brought to you by one of our new sponsors, We Buy Black. We Buy Black is an online marketplace for Black-owned businesses to showcase and sell their products to a global community. What drives We Buy Black is a community of creative entrepreneurs who use We Buy Black to sell their products. Thousands of shoppers who believe supporting these entrepreneurs to affect social change, and a committed staff of We Buy Black. Visit www.pyromedianetwork.com for our sponsored direct links. It's time to support Black businesses. Now let's get back to the show.
And we're back with the petty world news.
Okay, ladies, now let's see information. Okay, ladies, now let's see information. I'm petty slave, tickle, you get eliminated.
Petty time. What?
We changed it?
No, I was just stretching my hand.
Oh. I said, why is he making these hand motions like I done said something wrong?
No, it just, I'm sorry. I was
like, we're keeping that in there. Yeah. Because I was like, what happened? Did I say something wrong? The fuck?
Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. I wish you guys could see it. We need to do like live videos sometimes.
Yeah.
But no, sometimes like I'll make like hand gestures like to signal to go and talk, and I was just stretching my hand and like fixing like
you were making the signal to go and talk, and I was like, did I say something wrong? Are we still on pause? Like, I was confused.
My bad, girl. Okay,
so we're back,
right? By popular demand. Right? Do you have any topics, ladies first?
I do. So, Colin Kaepernick,
my hubby,
is still, you know, a topic of discussion, and that's no shade. I didn't mean that shade. So basically, Seth DeValve is the first white player in the NFL to take a knee during the anthem. And I kind of have mixed feelings about it. Kind of. Like I said in a previous, like in our free talk, was it last week? It's a double-edged sword for me. So basically, Seth DeValve took a knee because there's been, you know, multiple players in the NFL. I think it's the Browns. I don't know the team's names or whatever, but a lot of people have, a lot of black players have been taking a knee during the national anthem, right? And there have been like protests to get Kaepernick back into the NFL because, as we all know, they blacklisted him. So Seth DeValve, who is married to a black woman, told ESPN.
Come on, New Network.
I myself will be raising children that don't look like me, and I don't want to do my part I want to do my part as well to do everything I can to raise them in a better environment that we have right now. So I wanted to take the opportunity with my teammates during the anthem to pray for our country and also to draw attention to the fact that we have work to do. My issue with the whole situation is like, why didn't you do that when it was happening? You know what I'm saying? It, to me, would have been more of an impact if you did that while Colin was doing it at the same time. It would have been more impactful that way. That's one of my issues.
Or even a week or so afterwards, like the next game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because maybe like, nobody,
why'd you wait so long?
Why'd you wait until after everything? Yeah, I can see that. Because it almost seems like you're now jumping on the bandwagon now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, my second issue with this, and this is an issue that, like I said before, is a double-edged sword. Like, I'm happy that he has took a knee and is drawing attention to it, but it's because he's white that he's able to draw attention to it.
Right.
And that's what frustrates me the most.
In a positive way.
In a positive way. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's what frustrates me most. Like, I know that it takes that sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, the protests in Charlottesville and... Right, you're absolutely right. The protests in Charlottesville, the kneeling or whatever, it's frustrating that it even has to go that far. You can't listen to us the first time until a white person does it.
Right.
And it's a double-edged sword because, like, yes, I want them to do that, but at the same time, it's like, well, bitch, we've been saying that all fucking long.
Right. Right.
So that was just my little quip with that.
Yeah.
I just don't know why it took you so long. I think it would have been more impactful.
I mean, it's better late than never. I mean, honestly,
I guess.
I'm at this point where I'm just like, I'll take the help where I can get at this point. Because, bitch, you know what I mean? Like, we can't do it on our own. Clearly, we've been trying to do it.
That's what's so fucking frustrating about the whole damn thing.
And we've been trying to do it for centuries. Us having, a conversation with them and about what's going on and it doesn't help. So, like, if they need to go and take their time and, pray about it, whatever they need to do and drink their pumpkin spice in order for them to get the courage to do something, then fine. By all means, thank you for taking your time on doing it. Thank you, but you finally did it. I appreciate it. So at this point, I'm just like, cool.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's where most minorities are at this point. We're just like, okay, we've been tired. I mean, yeah. And here's what pisses me off about the situation, though, is that some of them, like, it's been not even a month. Not even a whole ass month of them actually doing some real justice work.
And it's everywhere.
And they're tired. Some of them are, I'm so tired of talking about it. You've been talking about it for 2 days, ho. Like, we've been talking about it for years.
Right. And the only reason why you're able to see it now is because someone that looks like you
said it.
Because you wasn't hearing it before, like with my brown skin. Right. It was as if, you were deaf and you didn't hear absolutely nothing I said.
Negative.
Nothing. It was like I was miming towards you.
Right.
Flailing my arms.
Right. You didn't see that big ass neon sign.
Right.
You didn't see the instructions. No? Cool. That's fine.
Anyways.
Well, thanks for being out there, allies.
The next... Don't get me wrong. Like, I appreciate y'all, but
it's just tiring.
It's a low key annoying.
It really is. Like, and I'm not gonna feel bad. It's not
annoying that you're. Yeah, it's not annoying that you're protesting or whatever. It's just annoying that it took that much.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So my next topic.
And then what's another thing that's funny is when nobody's listening to us. Well, nobody's listening to us. But you're still not listening. So why am I gonna feel bad? I don't feel bad. I had this girl tell me the other day, she was like, Kwame, you really need to understand where we're coming from. And
coming from where? What?
Right. It's like, we're trying to help you guys out. It's like, let me tell you something, little girl. Listen to me.
We're trying to help you guys out.
Yeah. It's like, I appreciate you finally putting down your Prada and you going around trying to do what you need to do to assist us in our situation. But we have been screaming about it for a long time. So when our voices are hoarse now and you want some congratulations and kudos, no, we're not going to congratulate you on the systems that have been created.
On something you should have been doing a long
time ago. Because if you said that racism was this or what's going on in these systems or whatever was so long ago and you had nothing to do with it, you knew that they existed and you benefited from it. So now you're finally seeing that it's now not just affecting minorities, it is starting to affect you. That is the only reason that you're doing something about it.
Right.
Because now you're seeing these far radical right people finally getting up and showing their faces because they've been emboldened to do so, and now you're scared. Because now you're feeling like something, because your privilege has been shook. So I'm not going to give you a congratulations for it. I'm sorry. Call me a petty bitch. Call me mean. Whatever you need to do. I'm being real as hell. So it is what it is. Love you. Mean it. Here's a water bottle. Keep drinking water and drive on, boo-boo.
Keep drinking water.
Girl, stay hydrated.
Did you want to speak on something?
Speaking of this white girl,
I don't want to talk.
Amy Schumer. No, I'm not talking about the other white girl.
Okay.
No, she's.
Okay.
I'm not talking about her no more. I was going to, but it's really irrelevant.
Yeah.
She doesn't exist to me. Amy Schumer asked Netflix for more money for one of her comedy specials after learning what the streaming service offered Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock for their specials. And she stated that she deserves just as much money as Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock. Let me explain something to you, Amy Schumer.
Is this like a feminist, like I deserve
white
equal
feminism?
pay thing?
Yes, white
I deserve
feminism.
equal
Let me
pay.
explain something to you. I
Is
am
Amy
all
Schumer
about.
funny?
I think she's kind of funny. I do.
I don't want.
It's really not. I think she's my type of sarcasm. But it's really, honestly, it does not have anything to do with her talent. I think she's a talented comedian. My personal opinion. I think some of the things she says, or some of the things she does rather, is a little low-key white feminism. And some of the things she says, I kind of low-key side-eye her on stuff. But in terms of her talent level, I think she wouldn't have gotten to where she is now if she wasn't talented. So her talent is not what's being in question. My problem is that you're talking about Chris Rock, okay, and Dave Chappelle. Let's start with Dave Chappelle first. Dave Chappelle created an empire.
Well, hold on. My thing is, why are you comparing what Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock are making, two black men? Did you ever consider the fact of how much your white male counterpart was making?
Honestly, it doesn't even matter.
Oh, okay. I'm just curious as why she chose those two specific.
She chose
people.
those two because they have Netflix specials right now, and they're one of the two of the highest paying ones on the Netflix specials right now that they have going on, which is fine.
Okay,
it's whatever. I really don't think that this is a black and white issue.
Okay,
I think that she is trying to make it a man-woman issue, and this is where this whole white feminism comes in, and why I have a problem with it because. It's one thing if she had chosen Joe Schmo, who just started a year ago or just started a month ago in comedian and being a comedian, and all of a sudden got this Netflix special and made more than her, that's when we can have a conversation. But you're talking about two legendary fucking comedians that have been doing comedy way longer than you. That's like name a new R&B artist. Somebody like brand
Bryson
new.
Bryson Tiller.
A female.
I don't. Where were you going with
Betty Boop? If Betty Boop came out,
I was like, where are we going with this?
If Betty Boop came out with a #1 album or a #1 single just now, like 2 days ago, and then all of a sudden she says, "I don't understand why Beyonce's making more money than me." Bitch, Beyonce has been out since Destiny's Child. Okay, she has countless singles, countless money, okay, and countless records, and she has earned her spot. So what I'm saying is that there is a difference between you, but like for instance, with the whole situation with Gal Gadot and the DC Comics, and how she made less in Wonder Woman, she's going to be making more now. You know what I'm saying? But the initial that's a completely different. That's something to me that's worth arguing over, because you're going into a situation where you are making a headline and you're a brand new artist, somebody brand new, and these other brand new actors are making more money than you. You know what I'm saying? For films that didn't even do well. But now you're talking about Amy Schumer and comparing them to Dave Chappelle, who has made a comedic empire, okay, and took a 2 or 3 year break. Okay,
oh no,
he
was gone for a minute.
But let me tell you something. He was gone for a minute, and he was still richer than some of these damn goddamn comedians out there. They were still replaying him.
I don't know his pocketbook.
It's irrelevant. What I'm saying is that he has clout. Okay, he has a position. Okay, that is like That is like somebody who is brand fucking new as a comedian going out there and saying that they should be paid more than Eddie Murphy. Are you out of your fuck ass mind?
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's my whole issue with it. Had it been anybody else who was brand new, then I would have been okay, Schumer, you have a point.
Right.
But you are new yourself, girl. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you just came out of nowhere.
You just got here.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Because I was like, where are you going?
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my whole purpose behind it. Like, I am all about, wage equality. I'm all about, you know me. I'm a feminist, my damn self. But when it comes to certain things, like, you're not going to sit here. We're talking about talent. Like, I'm not going to expect to be paid because at the same time, even though we want wage equality, we also need to talk about resumes as well. Because if John Doe is making more money than you and he only has a fucking high school diploma, and you as Becky is going in there and doing the same damn job and you have 2 degrees, yes, bitch, you better be making more than him.
Right.
That's different.
Yeah.
But these 2 motherfuckers have years, almost decades on this girl. Mm-hmm. Okay, and that's just in the career. Right. Okay, and like we're talking about. Like Chris Rock is has more clout, in my opinion, than Dave Chappelle, because he's been doing it way longer. He's an actor.
Really?
Chris Rock he was doing stuff when I was a kid. Huh. Chris Rock has, in my opinion, I think regardless, they've still been doing a lot longer than they.
I was like, huh, okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know the history, but something in my spirit wants me to know that Dave Chappelle is probably doing it longer than Chris Rock.
It's irrelevant because they both did it longer, and she's still asking for the same.
Right? Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Matter.
Yeah. But
I was just have more than her whole ass. So like that's my whole point. Like I don't understand why you coming out of nowhere and making this big damn deal off of 2 legends. You know what I'm saying? They're 2 legends. Yeah. Like, yes, girl, you're funny to these people in this demographic. Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle is funny to everyone. You know what I'm saying? They have a way bigger demographic than you do. It's not just black people that is supporting them. Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock have a white audience. They have a Hispanic audience. They have an Asian audience. They have a huge demographic. Amy Schumer, not a lot of black people listen to her.
I know I don't.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But you go to anybody. But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. You go to anybody else, anybody in this damn neighborhood, anybody in this damn area, and no matter what skin color that they are, you ask them do you know who Chris Rock is? They're gonna know who the fuck Chris Rock is. Yeah. If you ask them who Dave Chappelle is, they're gonna know who the fuck Dave Chappelle is. And if you ask some of them who Amy Schumer is, oh, is that girl that's on HBO or does that show or I think she's who? That's not.
I mean, I don't know.
My point is,
I've never listened to her comedy. I've never seen any of her movies. I may have, but she's not that memorable, at least to me. You know, like she's
irrelevant. Yeah. My point is that like I personally like some of her stuff. Like I like some of her comedy specials. It's funny. Some of the things that she says, but it's not like I don't like belly laugh with Amy Schumer. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not on the floor dying. Yeah, you know what I'm saying with Amy Schumer. Yeah. Like Amy Schumer's one of those like, where it's like,
oh, that was cute.
That was funny.
Yeah.
You pass it blunt. Yeah. you know what I'm saying? Like that's how Amy Schumer is to me. Like I think that she's funny. Like I would go have a drink with her. I can see her hanging out with people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, I need tissues. I don't need food around me. I need to be in a space where I am not going to I'm going to cry because of sheer laughter. I'm going to be in pain because my stomach.
Do you think that's because that you find Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle more funny is because they're more relatable?
No.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you, and honestly, I find certain people, like I find Ellen DeGeneres, in my opinion, funnier than certain people.
Oh, because Ellen is like, she's like awkward humor.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I relate more to her than I do with like, say, I don't know, Chris Rock, because he's a heterosexual man and he's never gonna ever understand my life.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't relate to him in that
I'm saying
aspect.
towards the black experience. Let me be more specific.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course. But there's also other comedians that I listen to that are not black that I find fucking hilarious.
Okay.
Like Joe Coy. I die with him.
Who's that?
Another. You need to watch Netflix, girl. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
I stick with the people I know. I don't really.
You need to branch out. Do a little investigating.
Nah.
Like, dude, I'm telling you, it's a wonderful world.
You know, maybe if I come
So-
to your house and he on TV, then maybe I'd branch out. But
but my point is that there's comedians that I listen to that I am cracking up with. Like, I find Margaret Cho funnier than Amy Schumer.
yeah, she's funny.
I die with Margaret Cho, but she gets me. She's pretty much a gay man in a woman's body. You know what I'm saying? So like, seriously, and so she gets me. She understands my culture. She understands what Well, she's more white gay, but still not the point. You know what I'm saying? She understands.
What?
There's a huge difference between black gays and white gays. Trust
But Margaret
me.
Cho is Asian.
Right, but she hangs out with white gays.
Oh, okay.
Is what I'm saying. Like,
I got you.
It comes from that culture.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, there's a difference.
Okay. Well, let's move on.
Moving on, but that's my whole point with Amy Schumer.
Okay.
So, do you have any?
Yes. So a Virginia priest
Mm-hmm.
takes a leave after disclosing his past in the Ku Klux Klan, and so he was a Virginia priest. He took a leave of absence. His name is Father William Achko. I can't pronounce it. I ain't gonna try. He has a past affiliation with the Klan in the Arlington Catholic Herald. He said it's been 40 years since his involvement with the KKK. See, my whole thing about this whole thing, and I just want to make this real sweet and real simple. That irritates me. Because of one thing. A lot of KKK people or alt-right, white supremacists, white nationalists, whatever the fuck you want to call them, pieces of shit, whatever, use Christianity or Catholicism or whatever to justify their hate against other people.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he was out here being a Ku Klux Klan member gives me a huge side eye. I don't care if you hadn't had no fucking involvement with him for 40 fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
That lasts a lifetime because people rely on religion to teach them. You know what I'm saying? To guide them. So your hateful ass was in the church spewing hate. That's all I can see.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say. Because I don't like when people use religion to serve their own hateful, disposition. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that shit. That irritates me at its core because that's not what religion or that's not what it's supposed to be about. And the fact that you have people like Klansmen or white nationalists using Christianity or Catholicism to push their agenda is just despicable, and it irritates me. That's why people don't like to be associated with religion because there's so much hate in it.
And but that's always been a major issue, and it's because a lot of churches don't focus on the message of building relationship and preaching with love and doing all these other things. They're so focused on getting their tithes and offerings and making it a business. So a lot of those churches have become a business or business mentality and have forgotten what the Bible is supposed to be teaching.
Was I surprised? Absolutely fucking not. I wasn't. I was like, look. So if there's one, there's 1,000.
Right.
Just letting you know. Anyways, do you have anything else? I want to talk about something fun.
Yeah, I have one more thing. The White House is readying a memo that sends directives to the military on trans people in the military. So basically to enforce the trans ban. So that tweet that y'all's president put out there, the White House has created a memo
forward with it.
And yes, and is I don't know if they sent it yet. I haven't checked the news on that or the updates on that yet, but they are prepping to send directives to the military on, but I don't know how this is going to work. Like, I just don't. There's already trans people in the military. Like, you're going to ETS them all out? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Probably.
But by doing that,
I don't know what ETS means, but I'm assuming
end
let
of time
go.
in service. So
Okay.
but it's like when, or not even ETS, because you can't really ETS them because they have to end their contract. So it's like you're going to discharge them.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it be, and I hope it's going to be honorably. So if they're discharged honorably, you're going to have to pay them for their benefits for the rest of their life. So you're spending more money trying to get all them out.
Which is stupid because they're only a very, very small percentage in the military.
Oh my god, I can't. Okay, that's all I got. You got anything?
This is why I don't watch the news when I get off work.
You get irritated, girl.
Because I cannot be irritated all damn day.
Girl, I can't. You got anything else?
No.
Let's go. We'll be back.
Hey Blazers, check out one of our sponsors, Atomic Cosmetics. They have an array of colors that go boom and are tested on showgirls and never on animals. With freshly made seasonal skincare products that nourish your face and body, you can't go wrong. There is also a lot of cosmetics for you to choose from, like blushes, contours, foundations, eyeshadows, and more. Find multitudes of colors and palettes. Visit colorsthatgoboom.com and use offer code BLAZEATOMIC.
And we're black with the reviews.
Something fun to talk about.
Yes, we're done with the petty world news and we're in the reviews time. Let us talk about. I don't have any review news, so can we just get straight into? Do you have any review news?
The Defenders came out
Oh, I haven't watched it yet.
past Friday last week.
Don't. Have you seen it?
No.
I heard it was good. I didn't hear.
I haven't been in the mood lately to do much of anything
You know,
besides veg.
It's not even just that. It's like for me, like when I do have veg time, because I've been really busy. But when I do have veg time, I saw it too, and this weekend I actually had a little bit of time to just veg and watch The Defenders, and I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
I don't know.
I'll watch it eventually. Anyway. So, and then I have my friend, I've never seen Smallville, and my coworker let me borrow the first season, so I think I'm gonna watch that this weekend.
Is that the Superman show?
It was like the one that lasted like 9 seasons.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Game of Thrones. Spoiler alert. Game of Thrones season 7 episode 6 entitled Beyond the Wall.
Should have never went.
Spoiler alert. Your final warning. Synopsis recap. Beyond the Wall, Jon Snow leads a raiding party to capture a white to bring south as evidence of the White Walkers.
AKA the dumbest planet ever.
Mm-hmm. After successfully capturing one, the group is besieged by the White Walker army. Gendry is commanded to return to Eastwatch and send a raven to Daenerys Targaryen to request her help. Before the group can be killed by the Whites, Daenerys arrives and begins lighting the Whites on fire with her 3 dragons. In an attempt to stop her, the Night King, the leader of the White Walkers, throws his ice spear at one of Daenerys' dragons for Tyrion
And fucks his whole shit up.
and kills him.
Got his shit rocked.
Daenerys flies off along with the Northern raiding party, but is unable to save Jon. Benjen Stark arrives and fights off the Whites in order for Jon to escape, and Jon and Daenerys are reunited. Reunited, and it feels so good. Reunited, cause they understood. The Night King raises Viserion from the dead, making the dragon a part of his army.
That's too much because he's not a white. He's a fucking
Can I finish?
ice thing.
Can I finish? You good?
Yeah.
We gonna get
Sorry, I
there.
had a moment.
We gonna get there, girl.
Because he's not a fucking white. That's what irritates me.
At Winterfell, Arya Stark confronts Sansa following her discovery of the letter she sent as a child begging for fealty to King Joffrey. And Sansa discovers Arya's bag of faces she took from Braavos. Let us discuss.
How did the episode start? I don't even remember. Let's just go in whatever order, I guess.
It started, let's see. It started in the beginning. Like
in the beginning.
In the beginning, when they were walking through
the wall.
The wall. When they were past the wall. They're in the north or beyond the wall at this point.
Oh, okay.
And they're walking and they're talking.
That dialogue was everything to me. When like the Hound and Tormund realized they were talking about the same person.
Yeah.
He was like, "You know her?" Like his eyes were just like, "Ooh."
And he was like, "Dick," and he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Cock." He's like, "Oh, okay, I like it." And he's like, and I was like, "I bet you do." I was like, "This."
Didn't they say something like really offhand, like, you know, we fucked whatever we had or something like that?
Yeah. It was. First of all, Tormund and the Hound, they're gonna make best friends because I feel like they complement each other. Because Tormund, this was the first time that I saw Tormund as absolutely fucking adorable.
Right, he was so funny.
Because he was just
he's always been funny though.
He's always been funny, but Tormund has always had this like brooding, like, you know, masculine douchebag kind of thing going on with him. But then today, or this last episode, he was just like, "So, dicks?"
Yeah, right.
Like, and then he was like, he was talking so caveman about Brienne of Tarth, like he was just like,
she's tall.
She's tall and she is just a woman that I want to make babies with her.
Yeah. Get you a man,
right?
Like Tormund.
And I was like, come on now. It's too much. So that happened.
I love that dialogue, and I thought it was really funny when Tormund was like, "Oh, it's very hot in the south," and Jon was like, "No, that's the north." And I'm like, Tormund's like, "Bitch, no, this is the north.
Right.
Where you are is south.
Right.
Because it's south of the wall.
Right.
So anything above the wall is north."
Right.
I thought that was funny. Can we talk about how fast Gendry must have been running?
Bitch. He was quick.
Sprinting.
Like, he did not stop. He did not stop.
They should have had him swam all that damn rowing he was doing. I bet his arms are like still. I don't know how he got legs to still be running that damn far.
He was tired. I know he was tired. I'm surprised his heart didn't explode when he got to the goddamn wall.
Have you noticed like an inconsistency? This is the inconsistency. When they killed that White Walker, that ranging White Walker, and then all the whites died, how come we haven't seen that before in a previous episode?
What do you mean? Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Why are we just seeing that now? That's my thing. Why are we just learning this now? We should have learned this before.
Happened? What was it? What was this at
It was Hard Home. It was when Bran and Mira got attacked in the cave. It was when Sam killed that white. Like, none of that happened during those episodes. So why is this just now a thing? Or maybe I'm just now seeing it because they drew attention to it, but I don't know. No,
that didn't happen before. Unless the ones that were around those White Walkers didn't because remember, it only was the ones that was raised by those White Walkers. Okay. So if they raised them up, if they brought them back to life, or if they created the whites out of them, of the dead, then if they got killed, it's kind of like vampires. Like if you kill the lead vampire, the mother vampire, or the father vampire.
Well, this White Walker looked exactly like the last White Walker Jon killed.
Well, all of them kind of look the same.
No.
With the exception of the Night King.
No. The one that handed the Night King the spear looked a little different. He had a different kind of face. Anyways.
They all kind of look the same to me.
Anyways, let's talk about like Tyrion.
They all look dead.
Let's talk about Tyrion and Daenerys' dialogue.
Oh.
Successions.
That's I feel like
I feel like Daenerys really does not like Tyrion. I think she respects him as a person, but lately I'm just like, she does not like him.
I don't think she doesn't like him. I think she likes him. I think that her issue is that she is tired of the bullshit. She's tired of
talk and no action.
Right. And she's tired of the Lannisters, and she sees Tyrion as a Lannister. And so I think that it's hard for her at times to plan with Tyrion because yes, he knows he's the best person because he knows his brother and sister, but at the same time, he is a representation of the Lannisters.
Right.
In her mind.
So, yeah, I'm happy he was able to convince Daenerys that, of course, Cersei set a trap.
Right.
Like, no shit.
Right.
It would be very irresponsible of Tyrion not to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Then in which case, I would think Tyrion was just,
playing the game.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so, and that's, I don't know. I feel like Dany knows her spirit, and I feel like Dany's going to be fine. I just think that sometimes she pushes. I don't want her to go to the point where she's going to be questioned if she's like her father or not.
But she's always going to be questioned that way.
Yeah, but not from her close counsel.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody else is going to be like, oh, yeah, she's the daughter of the Mad King. You know what I'm saying? So she's always going to have that stigma. But I don't want her followers, like her core group, her peoples, her council to feel that way either.
Yeah, so. I don't think she would be. Anyways. But I thought it was very curious how, Tyrion was talking about, well, what's going to happen to you if you die? Right. Who's going to succeed you?
But this is the thing. Like, Tyrion has been a part of...
Because if you die, girl, then it's done. It's over. It's finite.
Which makes sense. But Tyrion has been... You have to also understand that Daenerys has been with the Dothraki... And she's been her own person for a long time. She's been her own kingdom for a long time. She's been outside of Westeros for a while. You know what I'm saying? So she still doesn't understand the need for these, political things that are going on. And I feel like Tyrion is that counsel for her. Like, yes, girl, like, I understand that you are the queen right now, but you eventually are going to die, bitch.
I just think it's because she thinks she's undefeatable, which she learns very quickly that she is not. She can be defeated, or something bad can happen to her dragons. And I think up till now she hasn't really thought about that. I think has a thing about her being invincible. You know what I'm saying? So when Tyrion, I was supposed to call him Tyrion brings up the fact that you might die, girl, she's kind of like, I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? But it's very real. She kind of has this I'm invincible kind of thing.
Right.
And so when Viserion gets shot down with the fucking spear, and I think that, kind of made her realize something. Bitch, you're not invincible.
Right.
And one of these motherfuckers can go down easy.
Right.
But we'll get back to that.
Yeah,
I want to talk about something else first. Sansa and Arya.
That stressed me out. It stressed me out because, yes, Sansa needed to get checked, because I think that Sansa has she needs to get checked, because I think that she's so busy, she's so in pain and is so angry right now that she needed to get her, and she's in like queen mode. She's trying to be like, I'm the lady of Winterfell, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Look at me in my pretty dress. Like, bitch, simmer your cracker. You need to calm the fuck down, and you need to understand that there are things that need to be done. You need to start bringing the North together. You need to start thinking like a fucking strategist, okay? Yeah. You don't need to be trying to flex and especially with your own people.
I'm still like holding out that Arya and Sansa are I'm trying to, at least, because that was very difficult for me to watch.
Yes.
So I'm still going to believe that this is a plot to get at Littlefinger.
I hope so.
And I feel like Sansa is smart enough now, because it would be very irresponsible of her to fall back in this trap. And then I think that's what we all kind of feel like she did this past episode.
Right.
So I think it'll be very irresponsible for one of the writers to even write her that way, because that'd be annoying as fuck. We ain't got time for to be regressing.
We really don't. We have a fucking dead army coming down here. We don't have time for the bullshit.
I saw a theory online that Arya is actually really not fighting with Sansa. What they're doing is setting a trap for Littlefinger to have him believe that they're at odds with each other. For example, the scene where she was like, let's play the game where you say lies as if they were truths. When Arya was mentioning the fact that Sansa was laughing when their father died, Arya was there. She would have known Sansa wasn't laughing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Arya said it almost as if it was a truth. And I almost believed Arya for a second. I said, this bitch was laughing. Oh, fucking heifer.
Light ass.
But then someone posted, like, they were like, there's no way that that's the case. Because Arya, like she said, Arya was there watching in the crowd. So she would have known that Sansa was screaming and shit, like, about to fall out. So I'm going to hold out hope that this is just a plot. Because she could have easily just slit Sansa's throat right then and there and just been over it, took her face, and just would have been Sansa. But Arya never doesn't want to be Sansa. She doesn't want to take her face. That she doesn't want to be her. She doesn't want to have nothing to do with her life.
Right.
So when she flipped that knife over to her,
and there's
I
nothing
think that
to
was
gain
symbolic
from it.
of something. Like,
You
know what I'm saying? Like, I could have, but here. You know what I'm saying? And then she walked out. So I think that was symbolic of something. I don't know yet, but we should see next episode.
I don't know. Arya's been my bitch from jump, so like
I just don't like the way they've written her this season. It's kind of annoying.
What do you mean?
I don't like how Arya or Bran Stark has been written this season.
I really don't care about Bran at this point in time because I don't have time for him. He's useless to me at this point in time because you could have done so much. You are the three-eyed fucking raven. You have all these magical powers and you're not doing shit. You let a dragon die, bitch. You saw it. I know you saw it before it even fucking happened with your fucking three eyes, bitch. So I'm tired of Bran. Bran reminds me of Carl from fucking The Walking Dead, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because they're useless. They sit there and they have all this fucking ability to make shit happen and be a goddamn solution. They do nothing.
I think that was another one of my big problems with this episode was the fact that what the fuck was Bran doing?
Sitting around, holding on to a tree.
Why didn't we take one of them unnecessary scenes out and put Bran doing something? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it just didn't make any sense for Bran not to be involved in what was happening with Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen. It didn't make any sense.
Nothing. I mean, it absolutely makes
Besides
sense.
looking, you know what I'm saying? You're not even going to try to distract the Night King. Not even a little bit. Not even fuck up his shit. You know? I don't know. It was just, that was one of those things I was like, that didn't make any fucking sense.
It was silly. That's all I have for those parts. So let's go to what happened. Gendry ran to the wall. He was able to send a raven to Daenerys. Tyrion tried to stop Daenerys from going. This is when the whole succession thing came in, and she said, "No, bitch, I'm going."
No, gets my man because this was all your fucking idea anyway, Tyrion.
Which, by the way, how that whole conversation started was, she was like, because he was like, so I see the way you look at him and the way he looks at you.
It was just funny because she grouped Jon in with the rest of the other men that love her.
Right. But she also said, he's so little.
And she was like, oh.
It's like, my bad.
Yeah, I didn't mean that.
Like, my bad.
You might be too little for. I didn't mean that.
Like, I didn't mean it like that. You aight.
Yeah.
Like,
not my.
Right.
I can't. Yeah.
So, but like, I feel like the whole situation with Dany, like, we'll get there.
Yeah.
So Dany goes
Swoops
at
in.
super speed. Apparently, and I think that there was a misconception about the time frame about everything.
I think people need to stop focusing on that shit because you're not going to get any joy out of it. None of it makes fucking sense, so stop trying to make sense.
But it actually does make sense because you got to remember when the whites started to go towards I don't know what they're calling this group, the Northern Raid group or whatever. They were in the middle of everything, the middle of that huge frozen lake, and they had stopped. Right. And so the whites were there. They didn't move, and so they were there for hours on hours.
Right.
So it makes sense that Daenerys would be flying over there.
But my thing is that people are trying to make sense as something that doesn't make sense. Of course, a raven couldn't fly from the wall all the way to Dragonstone in an hour or a day. That doesn't make any sense. But I think people need to just ignore that for a second and just focus on what is happening because people are wasting too many times. They're trying to be like, well, how cold is it beyond the wall? Because if it's really that cold, the lake would have froze over a long time ago, and we're trying to figure, like, it's just too much.
I just need them to stop. First of all, it's a fucking fantasy show.
And how fast could Drogon fly? So if he has a wingspan of an ancient fucking Tyrannosaurus or whatever the fuck, they're like, he would have approximately went 80 miles per hour, would have taken a day. Like, stop.
Are we trying to rationalize
Please
a fucking dragon?
That's what I'm saying. Like, just stop. Just enjoy it, motherfucker. You're just trying to, like, find something to nitpick. Of course, they're moving really fast.
But this is the same show that had a fucking shadow bitch come out of a fucking woo-ha of the fucking, this red priestess bitch.
Right.
Like, there's things, there's White Walkers, there's fucking dragons, there's fireproof titty bitch. Like, there's so many things in this show. There's little motherfuckers that are walking around that their eyes turn white and they can control animals and shit. It just doesn't make sense to me why you're trying to rationalize a fantasy show. It is not that deep.
Of course, they could have did it more seasons, but they chose not to. So of course they're cramming things in. It's not make like
let it go.
Things up. Just let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. It'll be much better in the books. Trust.
Okay.
Now that we have that handled, the Syrian, let's talk about how this Night King is the javelin gold.
Wait, let's talk about how the fact that how the whole shit started, because they would still be on the fucking middle of the fucking lake without any problems. And then they probably would have gotten rid of more of the White Walk or the whites around them had the Hound not been a dumbass jock bitch
and just was throwing the fucking
throwing
rocks.
shit at fucking throwing rocks like a 2-year-old.
He was fucking bored.
So now the fucking whites are running out. It's like, oh, wait a minute, this rock didn't fall in,
which shows that the Night King and the White Walkers have some kind of intelligent ability.
Duh. The White Walkers, we already knew that.
It's just proof of the fact that,
it's proof that the whites, the army of the dead, have some intelligence.
No. My theory is no. They don't have any intelligence. What's happening to me is the Night King is doing what Bran was doing to the crows, which is seeing through multiple crows at the same time. So the Night King has a different level of that power. So he can see through all of the eyes at the same time. So that's my theory. So the whites don't have any intelligence whatsoever. It's the Night King seeing it through the whites, if that makes sense.
Or the other White Walkers.
Whatever.
That's actually a really good theory.
Yeah. I don't think whites have any intelligent thought process whatsoever.
That makes sense. Okay, I can dig that. Anyway, let's move on to the fact that then the dragons come in, Daenerys comes in because they're about to get their ass kicked. Which was amazing. It was an amazing thing. I saw that white light, or that the light coming behind Jon, and I was like, Jon,
I heard it. I heard the dragons. You heard them screeching.
Yes, I heard them screeching. Yeah. I saw the light, the fire rising up behind Homeboy, and I was just like, yes! Oh, because my heart was scared. I was scared to death. I didn't know what was going to happen.
I was like, yeah, Night King, you about to get your shit rocked.
Right.
And then, this bitch said, hold on. We are not about to do this today.
Not today.
He said, no. One of y'all motherfuckers give me my fucking spear. He was so cool. He just walked over there, took it from his general, walked the fuck back, and just said, no ho.
Right.
And just tossed that shit in the fucking air with precision. And hit that dragon in the neck.
Perfect precision.
And I said, he's a strong motherfucker. He's going to be hard to take out, because if he can just toss that spear that far up with that much speed and that much force to take out a fucking dragon.
Like, it took, you know how, like, the scorpion,
had to be rigged up.
And then, and the tension on that bitch,
right,
for it to snap, to even damage Drogon,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Because it didn't kill him; it just hurt him,
right?
So the intensity of that throw, the accuracy of that throw, for it to go through Viserys' jugular was just, it was too much. And then to see the pain on Daenerys' face, you are an amazing actress, Emily Clark.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was just like, oh
What hurt me more is that the other dragons were screaming because they knew what was happening. You know what I'm saying? They were like, oh, shit.
Pain that was going through them. It was like, my brother is dead.
Everybody, it kind of just got silent. Everything just slowed down.
Like, even the whites were like, wait a minute, bitch. Like, they was like...
And I said, oh, no.
Yeah.
I knew this was going to happen. A lot of people are saying that it was a trap. That the Night King actually saw what was going to happen. Because if you're comparing his powers to Bran, like I said, the Night King has a certain level, a higher level of that power that Bran does. So the Night King would have saw them coming and it would have had time to prepare ahead of time. He was waiting for the dragon. Because now that bitch don't have to bring down the wall. He'll just fly the fuck over. Just whoosh. That's it. What wall? By the way, guys, for those who are trying to like differentiate if Viserion is a white or a White Walker thing, he is a White Walker thing. So Daenerys' fire is not going to easily kill Viserion. Just so you know. Because the way he was created was different than the whites are created. He did this. The White Walker did the same thing he did to Viserion as when he did it to the babies. When he touched them and their eyes turned blue.
But isn't that the same thing that happens when whites rise up? Their eyes turn blue. Their eyes turn blue,
but the way that they're wise up is through a different way. It's like mind control in a sense.
Oh, what yeah, because the Night King was doing, raises them.
Raised them, but what the Night King was doing was touching him and bringing him back.
Yeah.
I think it's a different
type of thing.
Right.
We'll see. That's going to be interesting. Very
do y'all think do you think his is going to be ice, or do you think it's just going to be blue fire?
I don't think it's going to be blue fire. I think it's going to be ice. I think it's going to be because they can't produce fire. They're so cold and dead.
Okay.
I think it's going to be ice. Or some type of really cold substance.
Go stuff like in the Night Walker because he did the damn thing. I was just like, you know what, motherfucker? You was a smart motherfucker. You smart. I'll give you that.
Where'd they get the chains from?
People are assuming he got them from Hard Home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because they did leave in a hurry and everything was in there. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
All right, then we're done.
Yeah.
10-10. Well, no, not 10-10. I'll give it an 8.5.
An 8.5? I'm giving that a 9.
Only because I really did not like the Arya Sansa scenes at all. And I feel like it didn't even need to be in this episode.
It's going to be a 9 for me. I would give it a 9.5, but I'm still hurt because of Viserion.
Rest in peace.
Yes.
All right.
Well, he can't rest in peace. He's risen. When they finally kill him, because they're going to have to kill him, that's what's going to suck. That's what I want to see how Drogon and Rhaegar are going to deal with Viserion when they see him dead. Because they're still his brothers.
I think the dragons know that that's not Viserion. Just like we know. Because dragons are intelligent beings too. Just like we would know that Ned Stark, if he is arisen from the dead, is not Ned Stark.
Yeah. Well, I give it a 9. You give it a what, 8?
8.5.
All right. Well, great episode, you guys.
It was good.
All right. We'll be back with the
listener letters.
All right.
Hey, Blazers. We want to hear from you. Have a TV show or movie suggestion you want us to review? Need some advice or an opinion on an issue you're having? Want to tell us how you're feeling about the show? Then send in a listener letter by visiting entertheblaze.com and going to our contact tab. One of your letters could be read on air. Thank you all for your support. Now let's get back to the show.
And we're back with the listener letters portion of the show. Don't forget to go into www.entertheblaze.com/letters to fill out our listener letters form, where you can go ahead and send in your letters to After the Blaze podcast with Hope Giselle and 50 Shades of Gay, as well as Blaze Entertainment with myself and Miss Free. Miss Free, take it away.
The first letter comes from Tara Matthews.
Hello.
She's from Orange County.
Hi.
Her question reads, "Hello, I like your show a lot. It's cute. I'm trying to learn more about urban culture, so I'm going to assume you're white because who says that?
Clearly.
And this really helps. My problem is that my boyfriend and I have moved in together.
Urban culture.
Right.
Okay.
I am a vegan, and he still eats things that shouldn't be eaten. What would you do in my situation? Would it be a problem for me to confront it and tell him that he's not allowed to bring nasty items into my home? Thank you again for your show. Tara.
You want to answer this one?
Tara, that is some fuck shit. Okay. What nasty things are you talking about? See, this is the problem with vegans. Okay.
Right.
Y'all think y'all are so high and mighty.
Right.
What is a nasty thing? Are you talking about meat, girl? Because you could just say that.
Right.
Is it that is she such a vegan that it's like those things that shall not be named? Steak, chicken, eggs, dairy products, yogurt, cheese.
I ain't got a problem with vegans or vegetarians. What I have a problem with is you talking about urban stuff, because that sounds straight out of whiteness. And what I have a problem with, in addition to that, is the fact that you're telling him you guys moved in together. So you're now telling him...
What does his diet have anything to do with your diet?
Right.
If you want to be a vegan, be a fucking vegan.
And that's fine.
But you don't have to... make your veganism his veganism.
Right.
You don't have to do that. If he wants to eat a piece of chicken, let that brother eat some piece of chicken.
Right. And in addition to that, if it's not just your home,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure that he put in on the deposit too, and he's paying half of the goddamn rent if he's not paying all of it. Mm-hmm. And so, with that being said, you can't sit there and tell somebody, you know, they don't bring stuff into. That's food that they're going into their home. Maybe if you ate a half a damn sandwich, you wouldn't have a problem. That's all I gotta say. Have a great day, Becky. What's her name?
Tara.
Yeah.
Tara Matthews.
Whatever. Well, don't say the last name. We don't know.
Well, that's what she wrote on here.
Oh. Okay. I'm
sorry. It doesn't say don't say anything.
We're not allowed to say last names.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll edit it
My
out.
bad. Just bleep it out. Tara Blue.
Is that it? Because I don't want to read anymore. Because that was annoying. We're on time. We're running low on time.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Go ahead. If you have...
I just don't like this question.
Okay, go ahead.
You want me to do it?
I guess.
I don't want to do it.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, let's move on.
All right, we'll be back. Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by Pyro Media Network. Pyro Media Network is a progressive moving platform to give a voice to those who feel don't have one. Social injustice, equality concerns, and more are just a few reasons why PMN is needed. For more information about Pyro Media Network, please visit pyromedianetwork.com.
And we're black with the vent session.
We're black.
And Kwame doesn't have a vent this time.
I don't.
And I barely have one. Because
actually, I do.
Don't even care about this.
You first.
This nigga.
Go ahead.
George Foreman.
Oh, God.
Calls Donald Trump a good president. Now, if any of y'all know who George Foreman is outside of his grills, you know that George Foreman is a boxer, an ex-boxer. Mm-hmm. Pretty good, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
It doesn't
I was
matter.
a baby.
It was a long, long time ago.
And
congratulations.
Yeah. Here's my thing. I am so tired of these niggas out here just cooning and dancing around,
right?
Trying to get the approval of white people. Now, I don't care. I could give two shits that Donald Trump helped you once upon a time ago, back in the day. I could give two shits. But what you won't do is call him a good president ever again in your life.
Is that what he said?
He called him a good president. He said, and I quote, today, wait, hold on. Where is the fucking quote? Oh, he said, I'll always be grateful for the entrepreneur Donald Trump and now President Donald Trump, Mr. Foreman said. I'm sorry, you have to be careful now these days. He's a good president. A lot of people don't like him, but evidently more do. I don't give a shit what you think, George Foreman, and I will never buy any of your products ever again.
You barely bought them now.
Barely. But just know, nobody gives two fucks about what you think. Oh, and Stacey Dash, here's one for you,
Oh,
too.
God.
Don't you ever come for my auntie, Maxine Waters.
Ever in your life.
In your fuck-ass life. You saw her, she called her a baboon, or something crazy. Who asked you, first
Nobody
of
was
all?
talking to you,
and
Stacey Dash.
and then when Twitter dragged her ass, she was like, oops, my bad. Going back into hiding, basically. Bitch, nobody asked you in the first motherfucking place.
You're just trying to be relevant.
I'm just so like, what is wrong with you? What has happened in your life that y'all are really out here defending white racists? What has happened to you? What did it do?
They sold out.
Money?
They sold out. And what I mean by selling out is that they are so far into a level.
Disconnected.
So far disconnected and so far into a level. Because you can be at a very high status and you can be at a very high financial status and still own your blackness. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think that is a problem that we're having, that we're seeing with a lot of people who have, a little bit more older money, who are minorities who are just wanting to hold on to and will do whatever they can to hold on to it, because we don't have a lot of generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? So, if any, and so it's just really frustrating because it's they want to hold on to the money that they have today. And I get it, that you want to take care of your family, whatever, but at the same time, are you truly taking care of a legacy that you what type of legacy are you trying to move on? Right. What kind of legacy are you trying to leave behind? Is it a legacy of buffoonery? Is it a legacy of coonery? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you willing to sell your soul just so your kids can have $2?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I would rather move on, leave my children with $500 or $1,000 or just enough money to go to school, and still maintain who I am, than to leave them with millions of dollars and they will always look back and say, wow, my father sold out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will never, ever do that. It's just not the way.
I just want to let y'all know that y'all niggas get on my nerve.
It's too much.
Because they use you guys as examples. And that's the most annoying part about it. As if your word represents all of us. But anyway. You said you had something to say?
I do. And it only hit me just because it's just something that I've been thinking about for a while, like just, I would say in the past week or so. And this is not like, this is not more of an event anymore. This is I guess an inspirational type thing.
Oh, inspiration.
Yes, come on, inspirations and motivations and things of that nature.
Words of wisdom.
Yes. And I do think that our generation, and I'm gonna say our generation, I think the younger generation of millennials has gotten this kind of like quote unquote lazy stigma, because the older generation is looking at them as not hustling hard enough, and which is
absolutely not true.
It's not true. And what's also frustrating is that I do see a lot of young people who are extremely talented. And it's not just young people, it's anybody who has amazing talent and they're not hustling for it. I don't care if you what color you are. I don't care if you're black, white, Puerto Rican, Hispanic, whatever descent you are. If you have a talent, if you have something that you're passionate about, don't sit around and not utilize it, because those gifts are going wasted. You are not put on this earth just to sit down and walk around in this world to do nothing. You are not put on this earth to do nothing. You were clearly put on this earth. You were given talents. You were given a fiery passion about whatever, whether it be a coloring book, whether it be artistry, whether it be music, whatever, whether it be, a podcast, whether it be dance, whether it be writing, whether it be trying to be on TV, whatever it is, you have a fire, whether it be makeup, you have a fiery passion for a reason. utilize those passions, utilize and pursue those hopes and aspirations. And you know what? It's not going to be easy. And whoever told you it's going to be easy has lied to you, honey. Okay? And if you've seen people that you think has gotten it easy, they haven't. They've done something to get to that point. Okay? And a lot of the times, especially nowadays, when people are trying to go on into pathways that other people have already made, it's already, you have to do extra to make sure that you can figure out what your unique niche is. Whatever your unique niche is and whatever your thing is, just be you. You know what I'm saying? But you have to do the work. Whether that means, you know, doing a 9-to-5 for a couple of months just until you get to where you need to go, or have something that's financially sustain yourself, so you can go ahead and do something and have time and funds to buy the equipment that you need, or buy the sketchbook that you need, or buy the computer that you need to write your blogs, or write your articles, whatever you need. You need to do the steps, and sometimes it's going to be late nights. I remember when I first started my first dance company, I would go to work. This is when I was, I had drafted this business plan. I researched what a business plan is. I researched the competition. And sometimes and this is when I was still in the military. So I would get up super early in the morning to go to formation. Right after formation, run back home, change, go to work all damn day. On my lunch break, I would study, and I was going to school at the same time, so that was difficult. Okay, but at the same time, I would come home, do my classes or whatever, and then study about what type of dance company that I wanted to start, what type of thing that I wanted to do. And of course, I went through different iterations and got into different things, but you have to do those things. You have to learn your craft. You have to learn, you have to grow. And I can't just go into a situation. I didn't want to be a part of another dance school. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be a teacher I wanted my own dance company. And if I did teach at another dance school, that was fine. But at the same time, I wanted my own. I wanted something that I can call my own. And a lot of you guys want those things, and that's fine. It's a beautiful thing. But you need to take the steps to do those things. You know what I'm saying? We didn't just start this podcast and just say, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to, grab a microphone and we'll talk. We studied, we did what we needed to do the research and to figure out, we did test podcasts. We talked about what type of, things that we wanted to, and this took time and money for us to do, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's time that you have to make that time. If this is something you want to do, make that time. Let that be your motivation. Let that be your focus on making you happy, So I just seen a lot of students, especially people in my life, people who I talk to on a daily basis, that have so much talent. They don't want to push themselves. They don't want to do anything. And it's just frustrating. It's like, I can't tell you what to do, girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell you to go and do what you need to do. You just need to go and do it your damn self. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I can only motivate you but so much. You know what I'm saying? You have to be the one to, because it's not my passion. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that thing is that you want to do, whether it be gardening, whether it be, whatever it is, I can't do it for you. I can only assist and encourage you as much as I can. Because after a while, it's going to get irritating. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to be like, okay, girl, I got to go do what I'm doing.
Right.
But get with it. Do what you got to do. And if you don't feel that you can do it, then maybe you shouldn't do it. Because there's always going to be somebody that's going to tell you can't do it. But if you don't go out there and try, you're never going to find out. And I'd rather go out there and fail and at least say that I tried to do something and fail than to never try at all and sit there and live with a world of wonder and regret.
Well, amen.
Yeah.
That's all?
Yes, that is all.
That's all. This was a very chill.
Yeah, it was a very chill one.
Chill.
And I wasn't angry.
I mean,
as much.
I'm just, honestly, I'm tired, guys. I feel like I'm burnt out. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. It gets to a point as a minority, as people who really try to do our best to do something within the community. It's like we can't do it all. So we have our own lives as well. We have things that we're dealing with on a daily basis, and just so the fact that you guys are listening to us is just confirmation enough that we're doing okay. But at the same time, we can't just keep talking. You guys have to go out and do something too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We can't just be the only ones doing something. And I know that there's plenty of other podcasts that are doing stuff. There's plenty of other, social activists out there that are doing stuff. But at the same time, you guys got to do it. You can't like just sit there and criticize what we're doing or criticize what other activists are doing. And a lot of times I see that is that, you know, they say, oh, well, why are you not doing it this way? Well, if you feel that there's a way to do it, then go fucking do it your damn self. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you criticizing the way I'm doing it? If I like the color blue and I want to do it the blue way and you think it should be done the red way, well, bitch, go do it the red way. It still needs to be done, you know? So I think that we've gotten to a point, especially on the left, you know, a lot of times, I don't really give a fuck about the right, but especially on the left, where we've gotten to a point, and even scratch that, I actually do give a fuck. I feel like we've gotten to a point where it comes to Democrats and Republicans and liberals and conservatives and all these different people. I'm not talking about radicals, but I'm talking about we've gotten to a point where we're so busy trying to one up the other person that we actually want similar things in different ways, but we're not sitting down talking to each other. And we're not sitting down trying to do anything about it.
Nobody's listening.
Nobody's listening anymore.
Not listening.
And on top of that, nobody's listening, but nobody's also, they're the first ones to complain about stuff when they're not trying to do it themselves. Because when it's time for you to go in and get checked on and do something, you don't want to do it. You want to talk about it. You want to complain about it, but you're not actually going out there doing something. And we're not saying that you have to go out there and be Superman and you know and create organizations, and that's not for everybody. That's not everybody's path. But if that means you need to go out to a town hall, if that means that you need to go and support a community organization that deals with, you know, a field that you have passion in, whatever you need to do, if that means volunteering for another organization, nonprofit, if that means being a mentor to a younger student or a younger person, if that means doing something to get your voice out there to about something that you're passionate about, whether it be vlogs or a blog or a podcast or an article, whatever, do it. Don't sit there and tell other people what they're doing wrong if you're not going to do it yourself. That's all I got to say.
That was our show.
Yes. Don't forget to check out our website on entertheblaze.com, where you can find our hosts' bios, our blogs, our other podcast shows to include After the Blaze and our Spotlight Edition interviews, all of our top episodes that we have on there, our listen letters forms, and our sponsor links. And you can also find our direct sponsor links on pyromedianetwork.com, where you can also find our sister shows, After the Blaze, as well as I'd Rather Not podcast. And stay tuned, because we do have some more podcasts that have been inducted and will be announced really soon. And also Pyro Media sponsored and produced podcasts that are coming out. Yeah, so stay tuned. The fall season is going to be lit. So check it out. We are so honored and proud to have the people on our network, and we are looking forward to producing more content that is not just After or Into the Blaze or Blaze Entertainment stuff. So check it out. We love you guys.
Love y'all.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'm gonna have a glass of wine.
Yes. I'm gonna go smoke a ball.
Bye.
Bye.